Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to streamline your sources and pull out the key knowledge you need. Today we're getting into butternut squash. You know, that golden gourd that pops up everywhere around late October. But the stuff we've looked at suggests it's way more than just like a seasonal decoration or pie filling. It's framed as a real nutrient-packed powerhouse. So our mission today is to get past the usual stuff and understand the actual health benefits, find some quick meals, and even, surprisingly, some DIY wellness uses. Okay, let's unpack this.
Exactly. We're aiming for that shortcut, to being really well informed about it. And what we found is, butternut squash is genuinely a holistic wellness gem. It supports pretty much everything from your immune system right through to skin health. It's definitely something to think about adding to your regular routine, not just for holidays.
Okay, so a wellness gem. Let's get into the specifics. Where do we start with these benefits?
Right. So when you break down what's in butternut squash, it's kind of fascinating how simple ingredients give you such complex whole body results. The sources really boil it down to 5 core areas. Let's kick things off where most people like to see results first. Skin and maybe vision, too.
Yeah, okay. I always think that bright orange color has to mean something good, but what's actually happening there for, like, glowing skin?
Well, it really comes down to beta-carotene. That's what gives it that amazing color. Your body takes that and converts it straight into vitamin A. And vitamin A is just essential for cell turnover, good vision, and helping your skin repair itself quickly. But that's only part of the picture for skin.
Okay, what's the other part?
Vitamin C. The sources really highlight this. Vitamin C is crucial because it helps boost collagen production. That's what helps your skin stay firm, reduces the look of wrinkles, and keeps it hydrated. It's basically like getting an internal beauty boost from your food.
That's quite a synergy there. Okay, and speaking of fighting things off, what about immunity and inflammation?
Yeah.
We usually hear about, like, oranges for vitamin C. Why squash?
That's a really good question. It does have vitamin C, definitely. But the sources point strongly to its other antioxidants. We're talking vitamin E, those carotenoids again, and interestingly, manganese. Yeah, this specific mix works together not just for, say, fighting off a cold, but for strengthening the whole immune system and really dialing down chronic oxidative stress in the body. And because it's so effective against inflammation, the sources almost position it like a dietary shield. A natural ally if you're dealing with autoimmune issues or just general inflammation.
Right, that makes sense. If it's helping with inflammation in the immune system, I'm guessing it's good for circulation too. What did the sources say about heart health?
Absolutely critical for heart health. It delivers this powerful trio: fiber, potassium, and magnesium. All 3 are really important. The fiber helps get that bad cholesterol down, while potassium and magnesium work together to keep blood pressure healthy. You put that together, and you're actively lowering your risk of heart disease. It really supports the whole cardiovascular system.
That sounds pretty comprehensive. But, the benefit that really jumped out at me was about energy, specifically managing blood sugar.
Yes, and this is really key for anyone trying to avoid those energy crashes, especially mid-afternoon. Butternut squash is mostly complex carbs. Unlike simple sugars, these digest slowly. And when you combine that with all the fiber it has, you get this nice sustained energy release. It helps prevent those sharp spikes and dips in blood sugar.
So for people like me who sometimes grab starchy comfort foods, the sources are kind of offering a kitchen hack here.
Totally. They specifically compare it to things like white potatoes. Butternut squash comes out as a much better nutrient-dense alternative. Making that simple swap could actually make a noticeable difference in your energy levels and keeping blood sugar more stable through the day.
And that fiber, of course, it's not just for blood sugar. It's doing good things for digestion overall, right?
Oh, definitely. And it's what you'd call a gentle fiber, which is good news for people with sensitive systems. It helps keep things moving regularly,
Yeah.
But maybe more importantly, it acts as a prebiotic. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut. And maintaining that gut balance is just fundamental to overall wellness. This is an easy, non-irritating way to support that.
Okay, so the science is clear on why we should eat it. Now let's talk about making it taste good because, well, that matters. I was actually surprised the sources found 3 really distinct recipes that weren't just, the usual holiday soup vibe. Let's turn these benefits into actual meals.
All right, let's get practical. We can start with a classic, but maybe optimize it a bit. The creamy roasted butternut squash soup. We're really leaning into those anti-inflammatory benefits here.
And the prep sounds pretty easy. Just cube the squash, toss it with onion, garlic, a bit of olive oil, roast it at 400 Fahrenheit, 25, 30 minutes, till it's soft and maybe a little caramelized.
Exactly. That roasting deepens the sweetness and really maximizes the good stuff, the anti-inflammatory immune-boosting compounds. Then you just blend it up, usually with some vegetable broth. It's just so nourishing, especially when it's cold out. Oh, and a little tip from the sources. If you want it super creamy without dairy, just add a splash of coconut milk when blending. Works wonders.
Nice tip.
Yeah.
Okay, moving from warm soup to something maybe a bit brighter, the roasted butternut squash and kale salad. I like that this one works warm or cold.
Yeah, this one's like a nutritional powerhouse salad. You take those warm roasted squash cubes, mix them with chopped kale. Key is to massage the kale a bit with olive oil first, help soften it up. Then you toss in some crunchy pumpkin seeds, maybe some dried cranberries for sweetness, and finish it with a simple balsamic vinaigrette or glaze.
And you can immediately see the benefits lining up again, can't you? Great for gut health with all that fiber, good for the heart with the greens and squash, and amazing foreskin with all that vitamin A.
Spot on. And then for that comfort food craving, the sources offered a healthier take on a classic butternut squash mac and cheese.
Okay, this sounds intriguing. A healthy mac and cheese. How does that work? You cook the squash first, obviously.
Right, steam it or roast it till it's really soft. Then the magic is in the blender. You blend the cooked squash with some plant-based milk, garlic powder, and the secret weapon, nutritional yeast.
Ah, nutritional yeast. That gives it that cheesy flavor, right, without any actual cheese.
Exactly. It has this amazing savory umami flavor. Blend it all till it's super smooth and velvety. Then just pour that sauce, which is packed with fiber and antioxidants, by the way, over some whole grain pasta or maybe even chickpea pasta.
Wow, so you get that comforting, creamy texture, but with actual nutritional benefits? That's pretty clever.
It really is a great way to satisfy that craving.
So we've covered eating it in soups, salads, even fake mac and cheese.
Yeah.
But the sources didn't stop there, did they? This is where it got really interesting for me, the external uses. DIY remedies.
Yeah, it kind of makes you look at food in a new way, doesn't it? It raises that question. If something is this packed with nutrients, how else can we use its power beyond just, well, eating it?
Okay, I have to ask, are we seriously suggesting putting dinner on our face?
Yeah.
The first one is a butternut squash face mask for glowing skin.
It sounds funny, but it's simple and apparently quite effective. You just need about 2 tablespoons of mashed, cooked squash. Make sure it's cooled down. Mix that with a teaspoon of honey and a teaspoon of plain yogurt. Spread it on clean skin. Leave it for maybe 15 minutes, then rinse it off.
And the reported results?
Brighter complexion, nourished skin thanks to all that vitamin A, and natural hydration, like a little homemade spa treatment right from the pantry. Pretty cool.
Okay, maybe not so weird then. And you can do something similar for hair. A soothing butternut squash hair mask.
Yep, same principle. For this, the sources say combine about a 1/4 cup of mashed squash with a tablespoon of coconut oil and a tablespoon of aloe vera gel. Mix it up, apply it to damp hair, let it sit for around 20 minutes, and then rinse it out really well. It's apparently great for repairing dry or damaged hair and gives it a nice natural shine.
Interesting. And finally, there was one that sort of bridges the internal and external, this digestive tonic.
Right. This one is designed to be taken internally, but its purpose is sort of external preparation, if that makes sense. It sounds quite powerful.
How do you make it?
You blend about 1/2 cup of cooked squash with a cup of warm water. Then add about a teaspoon of grated ginger and a squeeze of lemon juice, maybe a teaspoon as well. Blend it smooth. The ginger and lemon are key here. They're naturally soothing. And the idea is you drink this before a meal.
Before. Why before?
The thinking is that the combination of the gentle squash fiber, the warmth, and those soothing ingredients helps to kind of prime your digestion, can soothe the stomach, and get your gut ready for the food to come.
Okay, that's a proactive approach. So whether it's for your skin, your energy, your immune system, the takeaway seems pretty clear. This isn't just a seasonal side dish. The information we've pulled together really makes a strong case for butternut squash as like a foundational food for holistic health, body, mind, skin, the whole deal. So what's the bottom line for you listening?
I think the bottom line is that making significant positive changes to your well-being doesn't always require complicated steps. It can be as simple as using ingredients like this more often. Try adding butternut squash to your meals maybe once a week. Make that soup. Try the mac and cheese swap. See how it feels. It's a great way to naturally boost immunity, help balance digestion, and maybe even get that natural glow everyone talks about.
Glow from within.
Exactly. And just before we wrap up, let's quickly revisit that potato swap we mentioned earlier. If just switching out a high-starch potato for butternut squash can offer real benefits for energy and overall health, Well, it does make you think, doesn't it? What other amazing, nutrient-dense seasonal foods might we be overlooking in our day-to-day diets? What other simple swaps could really boost our overall wellness? That's maybe something to mull over on your own.